put that bell right over there. The book report, and this right here is kind of going back about 500 videos ago. I mean, this is going back old school. But just to show you that we're on today's time, I'll read you something. Actually, when I have been, when I bet the book, some comments back there about a book report I done one time on a book, and someone left a comment a couple of days ago about what was the latest book I was reading, and the title of it is Living Without Electricity. I've read it cover to cover, ready to pass on to something else, but to confirm the book report for the week, it's a magazine in this case, and it's here on the red banner that shoots across through yonder that separates the title from the picture, and it's quite well laid out this month. But it's December/January 2015, volume 50, number 1, Gas Engine Magazine. Okay, and they do have a .com thing there. You can look up Gas Engine Magazine. Oh, it's underused. The internet is support Gas Engine Magazine. With that said, this right here. A little tidbit of information that you might not know. Magazines, when they are printed, Gas Engine Magazine in particular, as they did have some controversy about it at one point in time when they did switch over and print all of them the same cover with all of that writing on the front of the picture. If you're a subscriber, you get a whole picture there. It don't have all that stuff on it. But if you go up there at the store and buy one of these magazines, it'll have some more colorful writing on it right there, telling you what's inside. Advertising at its finest. But I don't know. We're not going to go through page by page by page, but it's something about John Deere immediately to turn the front page there. And I will tell you a little bit of history. I got a full set of these Gas Engine Magazines. I think I'm going to sell that full set of Gas Engine Magazines. I mean, I've read every one of them from cover to cover to cover at least once. Support Gas Engine Magazine. What I was going to tell you, take note. I would kind of, at one point in time, not too long ago, would have wagered that the percentage of Gas Engine Magazines that have been printed monthly issue and bi-monthly was at 6 issues and then 12 issues, and now it's back to 6 again. It's subscribership, you know, business, you got to do it. And I was going to make a statement that one of the most popular, almost every issue that was ever printed of Gas Engine Magazine had in there something about a McCormick Deere made by International Harvester Type M engine. Oh, they was quite popular, especially early on in the early days of Gas Engine Magazine. That Type M was talked about monthly. Oh, you got your John Deeres, and you always will have them John Deeres. But anyways, right there immediately when you turn the cover, you got the contents I do read that, and then you got the editor tells you something right there. Most time it's pretty good. And you do have to give a hands up, especially for printed magazines, because the editor had when he wrote this, he had a deadline to get it in there, to get it done and get it wrote so they could print it, and also it had to fit. I mean, you can fudge a little bit, but there's a, you know, like the word content of this type of article, that's almost 3/4 of a page. I guess that's 5. I don't know, some percentage of the page. It's not a half page, but it's more than a half page. But it's not. It's a third. It's 2/3. 1, 2, 3. It's 2/3 of a page, which is pretty darn good. I did one time get a full page. I think maybe 2 in this magazine article. But then you got your John Deere. You know, you got that, a couple of 3 of them right there. Quite interesting. It's well worth a read, for sure. Peruse it. And then you got them there guys that knows everything about everything on this page. And then Diesel, Peter Orr, this guy here, he's working on a engine, and he's pretty good. You know, he gets them going. And then you got company names, the state they was made in, and that's an interesting article. It's worth a read, you know. I read it, but that's about it. And then you got this guy here, and you know what I mean. One time I told you all, if something wasn't right, I would point it out to you. And in my videos, and it's been quite controversial a couple of times, is I bluntly and blatantly advise against using cadmium and zinc plated nuts and bolts on an old-time gas engine. It's very distracting at the least. Not to mint the galvanic condition it sets up in all cases, but this now here's a perfect example of it, of one of the world's worst uses of cadmium plated bolts. Who do you blame it on? You be the judge. But here's this perfectly good. You know, it's really good. It is really good. It's A1. This restoration here, this cart, and the whole thing, getting it out there in the cornfield and everything, it's very good. The water tank, the battery box, it's really good, to the point that they put these cadmium plated bolts in this skid cross pieces, and they're upside down. You know, got the nuts sticking up there. Oh, it's very bad and very distracting of that whole engine. Especially to me, being of the picky sort, let's say, when it comes to cadmium plated bolts. It's the first thing I see, and it just, oh, it's so easy to get a rusted bolt and put in there. But there's a good article about it, and you know, if there's a side trip to be made, and then you got to get up into that museum on that page, and then you got, and I should send something in here, and then you got the new guy right there, and the rare stuff here, one of a kind. You know, you're going to find them occasionally. I think I found one time and let it slip through my fingers just by falling from a salvage yard magnet and breaking the flywheel. And then you got this guy right here. Most of the time he's in the centerfold, I think, but a very good person to order from. They got some good stuff. You order it even if you don't need it. And then you got your advertisement, and now something. Now I'll tell you what too. I'll tell you what. Hands in the air to the point of almost raising off the seat. Is now how am I going to deal with this? Just tell me. Just leave a comment. How am I going to deal with this? Okay, Harbor Freight, they put this coupon full page in this gas engine magazine here, and And you don't even have to buy nothing. You just walk in their store and they'll give you any one of these 3 items right here, and then while you're there you buy something and they'll give you 20% off of that. It's a win-win situation. Except I would really like to keep this magazine in pristine condition, meaning that I don't want to take the scissors to that, because on the back of it, see, you've got this these books you can buy, and when you cut that out right there, you have destroyed the value of this book. You know, how am I going to deal with that? Because I really like to have to get me one of them there digital meters, but I don't want to cut this magazine up. I'll be vexed with that problem. It won't stress me out. But leave a comment. What would you do? You know, would you sacrifice the magazine for that little probe thing right there? Well, they got some gloves there, and then they got a tape measure. See, it's a hard decision. When they put 3 in there, it even makes it harder, because I would like to have all 3 of them items. I'm not going 3 times, you know. And I'm not going on special. If I'm not driving by, I'm not going in there. But I do need one of them. And I'm going to stop right here, I think. No, I ain't. This is the first time I've seen this ad right here. I think it was in the last month, too, if I recollect right. It's about painting stuff in a spray can, and there is a story to be told in an upcoming video about this paint right here, and I've just not got to that yet. You know, I'm going to do it, and it's the way that I would have probably done it in real life. It will be the perfect test when I can get to it. Upcoming video. Paint test. It's right here in the magazine. It's kind of pricey. Cost a lot of money. Other than that, I would say order some. But man, it's pricey. Whew. You know, I can't afford it. That's all I'm going to say about that at this time right here. You know. And then you got your regulars on the back cover and the cover there, and then you got your ads and stuff like that. It's just a normal layout right there, but the picture on the front there is very, very good. The engine, that whole thing, except them shiny bolts there, you know, man. Now y'all come on back next week now, and we'll talk about somebody else's magazine. From here on the East Coast, Arkansas, and Shop Dog Sam.